You know, I gotta say, the more I read up on Pokemon Legends Arceus, the more I'm starting to get excited for this new Pokemon game. An ATB system, mounting your Pokemon, an open world, your character takes damage? I think this is gonna go one of two ways. It's gonna either be a massive hit, or it's gonna fall flat on its face. Now, me personally, I'm hoping it's a huge success, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-chan Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we're going to talk about a lot of the gameplay details of Pokemon Arceus that was left out of the Pokemon Direct. This includes changes to your normal Pokemon battle system, open world mechanics, and other tidbits about the new Pokemon game. And all of these Pokemon links come from the Twitter account Central Leaks. For those of you who don't know who they are an extremely reliable source of leaks and other information about Pokemon that Nintendo would otherwise not have told you. That being said, this game is in early development from the looks of the Pokemon Legends gameplay trailer, so things are bound to change. In other words, and I know you guys hate when people say this, but it has to be said, take these Pokemon leaks with a grain of salt. But with that being said, let's get started. So let's start off with the gameplay Nintendo Switch leaks, because let's be honest, that's probably the most exciting part of this. Well, for me anyways. I don't know about you guys. This slide mentions ATB, Active Time Battle, the time turn-based battle system from Final Fantasy. I mentioned this in my last video briefly, but I want to go into it more here. An ATP gauge, for those who don't know, is a timer for your abilities. Now these can be used in multiple ways. In Final Fantasy 13, for instance, you would pick your attacks and then the ATP gauge would load up. Each time it passed your attack, your character would perform that action. In Final Fantasy 12, however, your bar fills up and one action is performed. There are many ways that they can go about this. It all depends on how fast they want the combat to go, and honestly, if there are any new additions to the gameplay that change it even more. Speaking of which, combat seems to be energy based now. It isn't really clear on what this means though. Does it mean that your Pokemon has a certain amount of energy to spend on each move? Does it mean that energy is used instead of power points? We really don't know right now, but some sort of energy is required in combat. What it is, however, we just don't know. Next up, we have no transitions between the overworld and battles. So I think this is going to be a nice change from the original games. For me personally, I do love grinding my characters in RPGs. I've spent so many hours in Ni no Kuni 2 and I haven't even beaten the game. I've literally just been doing some side quests and just grinding my levels. So having an open world be seamless and the battle just starts automatically as you encounter the Pokemon helps with the pacing of leveling up, instead of having your usual it's time to fight scene that you have with Pokemon. Now speaking on whether this new Pokemon game is going to be turn-based or not, that's something that's very important to the Pokemon gameplay formula, and this is what they said in an update on this topic. There have been conflicting reports on whether this game is turn-based or not. Apparently it is turn-based, but slightly tweaked, with maybe a timer. So I think this is where the ATB gauge is gonna be coming in. If you've ever played any game that has one, you will recall that it isn't really turn-based, it's more of a timer of sort, which adding that to Pokemon will be interesting, but again, it isn't confirmed because this is a leak, remember that. Next up is centered around your character specifically. If you don't have any Pokemon, you will be attacked, and if your main character gets enough damage, the battle will end. These two are very different from what I want to say any Pokemon game that we've ever had. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the trainer never gets attacked. Usually your character is safe and sound and you don't really have to think about it. But now apparently you can literally die in Pokemon, which makes a lot of sense with how they're treating this Pokemon game. It's placed before all the Pokemon games. It's almost like a prequel to these games. The world is more wild and unknown. You're essentially the first Pokemon trainer. It's gonna be interesting to see if you have to have really good reflexes to dodge any attacks or anything, or if each Pokemon has their own set of patterns that you have to learn or something like that. Almost like a Dark Souls type of combat, but with Pokemon thrown in. So does anyone want to make a bet that people are going to call this the Dark Souls of Pokemon if that is true? Now the last one has to do with the Pokemon starters that you start with in this game. According to Central Leaks, the starters are from different gens. So unlike past games, you're going to have all different types of Pokemon that you're going to start with from different generations of Pokemon games. Now if you want more Nintendo Switch leaks, you can click the top right corner of this video and learn about the Zelda 35th anniversary anniversary games? And if not, let's continue. So overall, I think this sounds really interesting. It's kind of a shame though that Nintendo didn't show any of these in the gameplay, which could mean that they changed it or transformed it in some way. Either way, I am very curious about this game. But those are just my thoughts. Tell me yours. What do you think about these gameplay details? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and of course subscribe for more. Oh, and have that notification bell on too, otherwise I meant YouTube won't notify you on my videos. Thanks for watching guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.